Hi, we would like to give you a brief introduction to the concept of global variables within Docxpresso. Okay, since Docxpresso version 4, we may introduce variables that are shared by all templates. Okay, in order to do so, what we have to do is to tag those variables with a prefix of dx dash. In this case, for example, we have here an invoice with an invoice number, and we're going to show how to use a global counter to produce consecutive invoice numbers using global variables in Docxpresso. And we also have introduced an image here that if you click here and see alt text, you see that it's also a global variable because it's defined with a variable name that starts by dx. Okay, if we save this and we upload it to the platform, we already have done so. Okay, you just may go to the interface and you will see that these variables are special and Docxpresso has recognized them. How we define the values that we want to insert in the template for each different use. So let me leave without saving by the time being, and let's go to settings and global variables. Like you see here, we have introduced, we can create as many as we need, but in particular, we have included here one that is called invoice number. Okay, that has a name, invoice number. This is just a name that you may give to the variable to recognize it easily. But the important thing is the code that we use is exactly the same one that was used in the template. In this case, well, the dx, you don't have to write it down, invoice. Okay, and we are going to tell Docxpresso that this variable is of the counter type. So we can, this is not compulsory, but we can introduce a prefix and a value. This will be the starting value. Of course, like it is a counter, each time that this variable is used in a document, it will be increased by 1. Okay, so we will get consecutive numbering. Okay, so if, well, I say just save global variable. The other variable that we were using was an image. So if I go here, I already uploaded this logo here, okay, and I use the name that was used like a variable in the template, that is dx logo, okay, and I declare it to be type image. Okay, so in principle we already have defined in our Docxpresso instance these two variables that we are going to use in our template. So if we go back to that document, that was this one, if I just say preview, like you can see, without doing anything, what I generated here was a logo that was automatically inserted and an invoice number. Okay, of course, the user will have to fill the rest of the data and do whatever it's in the document. But in this way, we can load in a very simple way data in a centralized way. If we change the logo or we just redefine the counter, well, then next document that we generate will have the new logo, the new counter, etc.